Bow! Popzero here once again, and today I got a beautiful, amazing 16 Golemancer build. And what you typically see in these types of videos is the golems doing the damage. In this case, not so much in the regular respect. That is because we are trying to blow them up actively. Every second of their lives, they are fretting for their lives. That's right, no golem will be spared this map, or that map, or the next map. All the maps, okay? All the golems are afraid for their lives because we blow them up with the Affliction skill granted by the Selfish Shepherd Nameless Ring. Wow, what a beautiful ring. The design on it is also great. What the Affliction skill does is, and I quote, permanently afflicts any of your damageable minions in a target area, causing them to take physical damage over time at an accelerating rate. Wow. Each such minion causes you to generate life and rate based on the current damage of its afflicting debuff. Afflicted minion explode if their life is lowered to 1/5 of the maximum. So, is there a TLDR? Yes, there's a TLDR. We afflict them by casting Affliction on them in a area of 3 meters, and they slowly die over time. Now, the Affliction skill does make them explode, dealing 50% of their life as physical damage to surrounding enemies. I actually chose to go the Minion Instability route on the trait. It's only 33% of their maximum life as opposed to 50, but it does fire damage instead of physical damage. Although Affliction does 17% more damage, I chose to do the fire damage instead because we have access to flammability, because we are using Replica Siege Breaker, because I am also going for the dot damage, not just physical damage. Hence why Minion Instability. That being said, I could see it making a version of this with using Vulnerability Curse, for example, or making it more physical or physical dot based type of build. Now, the other cool thing that the Affliction does is it regenerates our life. We took Zealot's Oath, and therefore it actually regenerates our energy shield instead, which is extremely powerful because we can get up to about the 100,000 range per second. So even with just my measly 5.7k, yes, I am never afraid of my life. I also have quite a bit of block thanks to Rumi, thanks to the passive tree, which is absolutely crazy, absolutely amazing. I'm just kidding, that's normal, that's a standard procedure. But the ES regeneration is what keeps me alive 99% of the time. The block just helps just a little bit more. The only thing that sucks for this build, the only thing that really hurts us, is the chaos damage. You also have to realize that this is on a shoestring budget, okay? This is about 10 divines total for this build. If you or if anyone wanted to play this build, you spend another 20, 30, 100 divines. I mean, you can make this quite a bit more better, especially more tankier. Get additional maximum chaos resistance on the tree, on the gear. You have 90% chaos res, and now you're not fearing any kind of damage at all. Now, how do we achieve 16 beautiful golems? 2 are from Liege of Primordial, the Ascendancy for Elementalist. 1, we have the Golem Commander, which is just right above our starting path. We have 2 from Fullborn Midnight Bargain, Calling Wind, and double it with the Dark Monarch Lich Circlet. That grants maximum number of summon golems are doubled, and that's how we get to 16. So that is pretty wild. Alright, so now on to the gear really quick. So as you can see, I have the Fullborn. I ain't lying to you. These are my exact... This was just the cheapest one, and I figured I was going to go Discipline anyway, so that's why I took that Corruption one. Life, Minion Damage, Dexterity. I got the +2. I mean, this is extremely cheap. Very, very, you know, the most costly thing would be to 6 socket and 6 link yourself, but it wasn't too bad. Cheap, just a life. Yeah, I mean, none of these are special, none of these are crazy. Especially gear, this league is extremely cheap. You could potentially find yourself a 1000 ES Regalia or something like that instead, and just some whatever throwaway flasks. Honestly, nothing special, nothing to see here, folks. This is the tree, so we have the minion damage. Here I decided to go for the minion deals damage increased by Herald, so that's why I have the Herald of Purity, and same thing with the other ones. I did allocate minus aggression, which is the minion, more minion damage and more minion life, I believe. It adds a ton of damage, and I think it was like 10 chaos for each one. Extremely ridiculously cheap. And then I chose to find a nice elegant hubris that would give me minion life, some block damage, some attack speed, minion life, minion damage, and minion damage. So very nice. Definitely adds a ton of damage and life to the minions. If, for example, you can't find the same exact elegant hubris, or maybe you didn't want to take these, maybe you don't have the levels yet, you could always come up here and then just grab, minion damage here. You can grab minion life over here. So these are the alternative paths. I think this build is very flexible. If we needed additional mana reservation, we can always take it here. We could, potentially take it here if we wanted to take this cluster, and we can take this cluster over here. So extremely flexible, very fun. At least I enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you have ways to improve it, or if you just want to banter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on another beautiful build.